We're live.
Yeah, doing it live. Yet again. Alright. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. How's it going? Michael Zephmod Mosley here with my co-host. That's your cue, man.
Hello. I thought you were going to say my name. You're like my co-host, and then you stop.
See, man, I thought we were in sync here. That's a shame.
I'm Shawn Bird, by the way.
What? No silly middle name?
Not this time.
Oh, all right. So we actually we skipped last week because things got busy. So we took a break last week because somebody has to pretend they have a life. But whatever, man. Or that makes you feel better about yourself.
Yeah.
So all right. So to get things started, we're going to be talking a few controversial things, probably. FaZe Clan and Tfue having their little legal spat. Batwoman, Terminator Dark Fate just released a trailer earlier this week. And we're going to talk about Quentin Tarantino and his new movie. And we might talk about the Sonic redo. I mean, we talked about Sonic in the last episode. And also, Sean's going to talk about Game of Thrones because I don't watch that show, and he does.
Not yet, you know.
Yeah, and I find it funny to see fans get mad about things that they care about.
To be fair, I wouldn't say that I'm mad.
Or disappointed. Well, disappointed isn't as fun. It's when fans get mad. It's when it gets fun because they make the best memes. I don't like the whole change.org petition nonsense and threatening writers. That's not cool. But getting mad and making memes and stuff out of it, hilarious. I love that part.
Well, do you want to start with that Game of Thrones?
Yeah, sure. Let's go with that one.
I got a great meme for it. It's from Jurassic Park. It's when Wayne Knight's character, I don't remember his name in the movie, he's talking to that one dude and he's like, "Hey, look, it's so and so." But in this meme, it's, "Hey, this guy's Targaryen and he's the rightful heir to the throne. See, nobody cares." And what's really hilarious to me with that meme is because like the whole episode, my girlfriend's like, "Well, what about Jon? He's the rightful heir," and I'm like, I don't know what they're doing. Like they don't seem to care that he's the rightful heir at all. But
No, go ahead.
Oh, like this last season was obviously the worst of all of the seasons. That's not to say that I hated it. I still enjoyed it for the most part. The last episode was not the worst of the season, but that's not saying much. Some of the things, some of the places that they went, especially with this last episode, really. The thing that annoyed me the most with this last episode was the way Jon Snow was hemming and hawing about Daenerys. Because she wiped out the entire town. Spoiler alerts. She wiped out all the King's Landing with her dragon, and they're like, "Jon, you can't just let her do that." And he's like, "She's our queen," and I'm like, and everyone's kind of like, "No, you've stood up against people like this before, you know, and worse. You've done the morally right thing, whether it put you in danger or not. You did what was the right thing to do, and now this person came along and torched the entire city, and now you're like, well, she is our queen." That was pretty annoying. Like he should have from the get-go been like, "No, bitch, you were wrong to be doing this." But I don't want to get into too much spoiler about what happens. But I mean that was my biggest gripe with what they were doing with Jon Snow, and I feel like they kind of been doing that this entire season with him. I mean, like with him not being the one to kill the Night King and stuff like that, I feel like they really put him on the back burner when they've been really building him up, especially the last 2 or 3 seasons. They've been really building him up, and just to kind of like throw him to the side in this last season was it felt really out of place.
Did you feel that way because they like went through his story, or because they rushed through his story, or because it just wasn't where you thought John should have been?
I wouldn't say they rushed through his story. Like, well, okay, the last 2 seasons they clearly rushed it. The episodes were, or the seasons were shorter episodes. Instead of being 10 per season, it was 7 and 6 for the last 2 seasons. And like the love story, the love aspect between Jon Snow and Daenerys was very rushed, I felt. But other than that, I don't feel like it was very rushed per se. I do think like the climax that was coming with the whole fighting the dead kind of felt rushed. Like all of it, like them going to, I think it's I can't remember it's like Dragon something or whatever, where Daenerys was hanging out, which was like her family's old castle or whatever that Robert Baratheon was using, and they had dragon glass in underneath or something like that, and they mined it all out, and they just got it all out, just boom, got it all out, stuff like that was very rushed and whatnot. But like John overall, I don't think was very rushed. Just like the love interest part of it, and just some of the aspects of the main story in the last 2 seasons. But again, like the last 2 seasons altogether were rushed.
Okay. Do you think the show would have benefited from another season, or at least like what, 4 or 5 more episodes?
I don't know.
Because
I honestly don't know.
Because since the show obviously surpassed the books, like actually getting to the end, it's just like, well, what else could they do? Like there was nothing left for them to actually do. So
yeah, the fact that they were past the books is maybe the reason why they were starting to with shorter episodes. Like I think they were still in season 5 or something like that when the showrunners said that they had a time set for the shows, not an episode set. Like they weren't looking at it in how many episodes that they could do. They were looking at it as in an hour set. Like they want to do like, I don't know, 80 hours or something like that. They wanted to end the show within a certain amount of hours and not episodes. But that feels wrong. I mean, it seems like not wrong, like as in that's a wrong way to look at it, but like wrong as in like I feel like they're kind of like lying or something. I don't know, because like this last season, a couple of the episodes were like an hour and 10 minutes, hour and 20 minutes. So like you're already going over that allotted time that you're giving yourself.
Right, so each episode is pretty much like a mini movie, or not even a mini movie, like a full length movie.
Kind of, yeah. I don't think all of the episodes were that long. Some of them I think were the standard like 55 minutes or whatever. And to be fair, I think at least with the last few seasons, the last episode would always be like about an hour and 10 minutes. A little extra time.
Okay. See, because when Game of Thrones first started, I watched like the first 2 or 3 episodes and couldn't get into it. And man, I kind of wish I did. I'm kind of glad I didn't. Because I've dedicated myself to shows before, and when they have bad endings, just like it kind of felt like a waste of time. It's like, why did I watch all this? Like, this wasn't satisfying at all. Like, this is a bad time to have a bad episode. So,
yeah, and like it's kind of hard because like when it comes to like ending a season or anything like that, I feel like, how do I want to explain this? Like, when someone, like, people say that like when you introduce something to people that you've kept mysterious, their expectations are never met because they have these such great aspects or for what they want. what they, and once you introduce whatever it is to the people that they've been for like a long time thinking about, their expectations are not met, and thus they don't like what you have introduced to them.
Right.
And I think that kind of happens with TV shows, and maybe sometimes with movies. I feel like maybe because movies are shorter, so you don't have years invested into a movie so much. But like some movies have bad endings, and you're just like, that was a shitty ending. But like a TV show, and you invested all this time into like Game of Thrones, just to have it end this way, like I feel like it's more upsetting to people.
Right, and I think it has more to do with like hit cannons and stuff, because I've seen a lot of fandoms do that. Like, oh, I thought this was gonna happen, or this should have happened because that was my expectation. It's like, yeah, once your imagination goes off, you always think that your story and your imagination is better than what you actually get.
Yeah,
and it's like, yeah, that's a problem with hit cannons and theories and all these talking about it with fans and coming up with ideas. Like, you usually come up with something better, or something that you think is more entertaining than what you actually get in the end.
Yeah, definitely, and I think that's, I guess that's what happened with Game of Thrones. Like, I was fine with the ending. Some of it was confusing. Some of it just didn't make sense.
Like, what was her name? Who's the Dragon Queen? What was her name?
Daenerys, or Dany, or something like that.
Oh, she's Dany. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, like her instant transformation into this evil Dragon Queen.
Well, see, okay, that's the thing too. Like, I've heard that too. I wouldn't say that it was really just some instant transformation. She's always shown some of these signs. I mean, from the beginning. Not from the beginning, like from when I would say from season 2, at least, when she started showing signs of her leadership. She's like, at the end of the first season, the woman that, did the blood magic, she burned her alive. She has shown these kind of tyrannical kind of feelings or beliefs or whatever before. It didn't really just come out of nowhere. I think the reason why it feels like it just came out of nowhere is because everything was so rushed, where, especially with this last season, like, people that she cared about, that were trusted advisors, were going against her, that they were dying in front of her. She was starting to feel like very isolated and alone, and stuff like that. And I think if there would have been more time,
time sensitive?
I just think that it was just so fucking smashed together, at the end there, that I think that's why people kind of have this feeling of like it just came out of nowhere. And it's like, no, it didn't. She's oftentimes had people killed and such, because she's the true ruler and she's the right person, and you do as I say, and look at the things she did to the slave masters, where she crucified them just like that they crucified slaves and stuff. She was always very much about punishing people and killing people and stuff like that.
See, I would be able to contribute so much more if I actually watched the show.
And I feel, and like, I'm just like,
no, it's
spoiling so much for you.
No, well, I mean, that's why I'm not gonna watch this anytime soon. Plus, like I said, I've been all over Twitter and whatnot looking at people's reactions, so it doesn't bother me. But but I do understand the frustration a lot of fans have. Like, even with in-game, some things are like, this is what you guys have 3 hours. This is what you do. Okay, cool. I still enjoyed in-game, but
in-game's good. I mean, I think Infinity War is a better movie.
Oh, most definitely, yeah. Infinity War is way better, but in-game is a good way of ending it. It did a good job of wrapping up stories, and that's what I love about it. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, but coming off the back of Infinity War, this kind of feels like not the end that we deserved, but the end we can respect.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, I didn't like the time travel aspect of that. That's way too lazy for me.
Well, it was always like that. Like ever since they introduced Ant-Man, they pretty
I didn't think
much.
that's what they were going to do with Am. I didn't think that they were going to use this quantum realm to use time travel. I mean, like, look, Doctor Strange could have just trapped himself in a time loop like he did in his own movie with Thanos and said, "I'm not going to let you out of this. And give me the fucking glove," and none of this would have happened. Like,
Man.
but I mean, this is the MCU for you. They constantly use these Deus Ex Machinas at every fucking step of the way because they're lazy at some aspect. And don't get me wrong, for the majority of the MCU, I really like their movies. But I mean, I'm gonna call it, I'm calling a spade a spade. They're really fucking lazy about all this shit.
Yeah. Like they goose step a few things. One of them, what I did like was Captain America's scene with his Hail Hydra. I was like, okay, that's a cool callback to the comics that pretty much every Captain America fan hates, but you made it work. Good job.
Yeah, that was a very well used or very well use of that. Yes.
Yeah. So I was like, when I saw that, I was like, you know what? Okay, I can appreciate what they're doing. And
it made sense.
Yeah. Unlike the comic, for a lot of people, they're like, "Fuck this, I'm done." Oh, wow, they really did that, and I thought it was hilarious. I was like, yeah, I could kind of see Captain America going against everybody in order to like pretend and in reality save everybody. Because he's all about that self-sacrifice nonsense. Even though he's a bit of a hypocrite and tell everybody else not to do it. But
yeah.
But yeah, like that was great. So I understand what Game of Thrones fans are going with. It's like you expect so much, and then they like, all right, we know what we're doing. We've had years and seasons of experience. We can do this in 6 episodes. Fans are like, wow, that's not very much, but we have faith in you. And then they get this, and
I think what happened. I'm sorry.
No, I'm saying, I can't blame them for being disappointed and for being upset, but not to the point to where you're making threats and change.org's petitions and stuff like that. That's ridiculous. It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it goes back to like the Mass Effect changing the ending thing. It's like, all right, you don't like it, you don't like it. I didn't like it, but whatever. It's the ending that they came up with. Deal with it. Just shut the fuck up and deal with it. It's not yours. Like, they did what they wanted to with it. Yeah, I think they kind of screwed the pooch. And I think that's, I honestly think because they were past the books is why they wanted to get it done and over. Is because they didn't know what to fucking do. It shows where they stopped writing from George R.R. Martin's writing to their own. Because it just went downhill. Like, I think it gradually went downhill, but it went downhill nonetheless. Right. And I think that they knew before they got to the point of going past his books. Like, they knew. Like, people were speculating, like, oh, I'm pretty sure season 6 is going to come out and the book's going to come out at the same time. Like, nice joke. But they knew. They knew what was going on. They talked to George R. Martin. George R. Martin was like, so they were like, we got to get this shit done. We just got to get done with it because we're getting to the point where we're going past the books. And we don't know, we can't do what George R. R. Martin. So we just got to get this done and over with. And I think that's why they did the shortened seasons. I don't think it was anything, or we had an hour plan, not an episode plan. I think that's all bullshit.
Yeah. Oh, man. And, I wanted to defend the writers for this because, they did talk to George. And, their version can be different from his because they had to come up with their own. Mm-hmm. And with that, I was like, well, look at Full Metal Alchemist, the anime. The original series caught up to the manga, and then they had to come up with their own story. They stuck with the formula of Full Metal Alchemist, like the themes of it, and they came up with their own story. They had to cut out characters for reasons, and they created their own, and it still worked. So it can work. Yeah, you can go past the source material, but stay true to source material and still make it work and make it your own. And I kind of think that's kind of what they. I think that's what the writers wanted to do with this, but couldn't come up with enough material to stretch out an entire season like they did in the past.
I mean, some of the stuff that they did was really good beyond the books. You know, like the Battle of the Bastards was amazing. You know, everything that they did there, wrapping up the whole thing with the Boltons was really good. I just think the overall thing is. I think that the biggest problem with what they got with past the books was just cramming everything together, and it was shortened seasons and just things were, you know, flying by.
Like a Zack Snyder DC movie, just take everything from source material and put it in one thing. I want the Death Superman. I want Batman v Superman. I want evil Batman. It's like, wait, man, what?
You want to do this? You want to talk DC? Because we are both like on very the end of the spectrum on that. I mean, as I discovered the other day.
Hey man, I like Zack Snyder. I think he's a cool stylistic director, not a good storytelling director, but a great stylistic, director. And I see what he was doing with the DCU. But hey man, I'm just saying, if he did Game of Thrones, it'd probably like season 8.
Yeah, oh man, like, don't get me wrong. I think Watchmen is an amazing movie.
No, I love that. And like, I'm interested in seeing what they're gonna do with HBO is gonna do with the TV series.
That sounds interesting too. And I remember when the Watchmen movie came out, like a lot of people were like, this should have been on a TV show. It shouldn't have been in a movie. There's too much for it to be a movie. And I think that's bullshit. I mean, you watch like the director's extended cut, and it's like 3.5 hours long. And I think it's a great movie. But yeah, I too am interested in what they're going to do with the show. And I think now is a good time to do a show. I think at that time, TV shows were still not, you know, Game of Thrones wasn't around yet when the movie came out and stuff like that. I don't think a lot of, I'm trying to think to myself, like the TV shows that were on like HBO and Showtime and stuff like that. I don't, like Ray Donovan wasn't around then, anything like that. I don't think anything like very seriously.
Breaking Bad was up, wasn't it?
I don't think Breaking Bad was even around at that time. I'm not too sure. Like, don't quote me on that.
Right.
That or like The Walking Dead, I don't even think was around.
No, Walking Dead wasn't around.
I mean, I want to say that it was like 2006, maybe when the movie came out.
Now I gotta look it up.
But yeah, like, I feel like serious gritty TV shows I don't think they were what they are now. So like, it makes sense that now they'd be like, okay, yeah, let's greenlight a Watchmen miniseries or TV show or something. And doing it on like HBO, they can be gritty with it. And
yeah, it's like, oh, we don't have to worry about censorship,
nudity and blood and stuff like that, and not worry about, you know, TV bullshit.
Okay, so Breaking Bad came out like about a year before the Watchmen movie. Yeah, but it just started. It was like in this first season.
Okay. Or
going on second season.
And I came into Breaking Bad late. I think it was like in the 3, maybe 4 seasons when I came in and started watching it too. So,
but even then, like Breaking Bad, like I don't think, like with Watchmen and all that, I think that might have been where everybody was like, oh, it should have been a TV show because maybe they'd be like, maybe HBO or Cinemax could have done something with it. Wait, do Cinemax show original movies?
Cinemax? Yeah, they show original movies. I don't know.
Yeah, like do they make their own stuff?
I don't know. I know Showtime and HBO do, but I don't know if they do. Even Starz does, though. I would assume so.
Yeah. Starz make their own TV shows. But yeah, so oh my goodness, Game of Thrones. I wish I stuck around long enough to make this an interesting conversation for you.
I mean, sure. Like, I don't really have much to say on it. Like, it's overall I'm not pleased with it per se. It makes me not want to go out and buy the Blu-rays anymore or anything like that. I have like the first season on Blu-ray, and I've always like can't wait to own them all. And now I'm just like, I'm not too worried about it. Like, it is what it is. It has its pros and it has its cons, but at the end of the day, yeah, like the last season especially just was not as good as the other.
Yeah. Yeah, man, I do feel for Game of Thrones fans because man, I would like for me, like at the end of Legend of Korra, I liked it, but I was like, you guys could have done better with that. And
like I would be more. I guess okay. First of all, like I said, like I'm just done. I didn't care for it that much. It was okay. But the fact that people are so butthurt that they're doing this, like, oh, we want to protest it and stuff like that. It's like it makes me care even less. Like I don't give a shit. Like you people just you suck. I hate you because of how you just let it be what it is. Like yeah, sorry you didn't like it, but this idea that you think that you have some kind of entitlement to force people into remaking something, like no.
Yeah, okay.
Just accept it.
Yeah, that's the thing. The petition to have it remade. Like, what are you gonna do with season 8? Like, I don't like. What exactly is it that you want changed? Like more episodes? You have any idea how much it costs just to make those episodes? I think.
Yeah, like what are you gonna do? You're gonna force the people that made it to remake it? You're gonna have someone else come in? Are you gonna somehow get the same actors to come in? Like it's such a ridiculous thing.
Yeah, you have to redo everybody's contract, and then bring in new directors. Because apparently that
don't petition Nike, who like has sweatshops anywhere. No, instead let's petition TV fucking
show. Yeah, Game of Thrones. That's the big issue in the world that I need change right now.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, man, I don't know. I never felt that way about anything to where I was like, you know what? Because it wasn't the way I was happy with. I'm gonna start a rally. It's like, no,
yeah,
it's more speak with your energy towards. You could be mad about politics. You could be mad about. Heck, I would be okay if you were mad about a sports team right now, because at least with that, like your city, your hometown gets money for it. Like
sure, yeah,
like maybe. But a TV
Unless
show
you're like me, who's a Dallas Cowboys fan.
Hey man, it's nothing wrong with Cowboys.
No. I mean the fact that like I'm in Michigan, so like if they do good, it doesn't help out Michigan.
He's like, yeah, man, just look. You can't be happy with 7 out of 8 seasons. Like they all got to be flawless.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah, it sucks. It's this. I mean, like some of the things that people nitpicked about. Oh, that hurt. About this, especially this final season, it was like, you're getting a little nitpicky here, Like, and I talked about this the last time, like with Arya, where people were like, oh, she's a Mary Sue now. It's like, no, she's not. Like, you're nitpicking because she's the one that killed the fucking Night King. She worked, and we saw what she's gone through to learn to be the way she is. Like you're nitpicking,
yeah.
Like so. I feel a lot of people nitpicked this final season, but I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
Just accept it.
I mean, one thing that was actually successful was the changing of Sonic the Hedgehog. So who knows? Maybe HBO would be like, you know what? Let's have a season 8.2 or something like 8.5 or something. I don't know. It worked with Sonic. Maybe it could work with Game of Thrones. We can, oh man, what's the wolf's name? Ghost?
Jon Snow's wolf is a ghost, yeah.
Yeah, Ghost. I remember people upset about Ghost. They're like, why didn't you do this? Oh, CG. Man, your dragon looks more real than this. What you spend all your money on the dragon? It's like, well, we couldn't have John pet the wolf. It's like, wait, what? I don't understand how that works, but okay. Like, everybody was upset about that. It was like, hey, man, I love dogs too, but it's just a wolf. But like, no, man, people are invested in this wolf.
I mean, there's like a point in the show that I was like, where's Ghost at? Like, he's never around anymore. But yeah, like people are like, and to a point, yeah, I get it. Like if you love your dog, you're gonna pet him when you leave. So it would make sense for Jon Snow to pet Ghost when he's like, take Ghost with you. You know that he belongs in the North, and having him not do it is glaring. Like I noticed that.
Like Chewbacca not getting a medal. It's like, why did you do that? What was the point? So yeah, I get it. But man, people were real upset about Ghost.
Yeah,
I think people were more upset about Ghost than was Drogon. That dragon, was his name Drogon? Was that it?
Oh my god, that's another thing that really bothered me with this season. That was really fucking stupid. Is Daenerys is on her dragon flying King's Landing, and she has her other dragon with her. All of a sudden, the 3 bolts is bam, 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 kill the fucking dragon, falls into the water, and she's oh shit, and she runs away. And then they go begging, like, please stop this, just give up. And then Queen Cersei's like, no, I'm not giving up, and here's your friend's head. And the next episode, like the very next episode, here's Daenerys flies in, kills all the fucking giant crossbow bolts and shit. Never is an issue for her again. And it's like, really? Like, you made this a fucking issue. You had her dragon fucking sniped out of the sky instantly the last time. But this time because, what? Just because now she's determined not to get fucking hit? She's like dodging the arrows as they're coming after her and shit. It's like, really? Well, you can't do that with it. You can't do that. You can't make something a problem and then solve that problem just by, not a problem anymore. Right? Like, Jesus Christ. I mean, okay, wow, I'm going to really get into it. This. Like, I was already like, I don't like the idea that they have all giant crossbow bolts all across the castle, on the walls everywhere, and on all of the boats and everything. It's like, I don't think it's been a long enough time for you to manufacture all of these. Like, I mean, like, time in Game of Thrones is non-existent because sometimes things will seem like it's overnight, some things seem like it takes forever. Who knows, right? I mean, Baby Sam was a baby for like 30 seasons, so what do I know? But like, just this idea of like they were an issue. They fucking made those things an issue by taking a dragon out instantly, and then the very next episode, she just goes and starts burning all of these crossbow bolt things. I don't remember what they're called. Scorpions, I think, is what they were called. Like, she just goes and burns them all, and then and what's his name went to Queen Cersei, was like, she burned all the scorpions. We should go. We should leave now. We should give up. It's like, what? Like, you just can't make something that big of a fucking issue for someone, and then they just roll over it the next episode. Like, no. That was really stupid. That was shit like that is what I really hated about this season.
Right.
Like, that's part of that. Like, well, we got to cram it in there. Well, what are we gonna do? How we already showed that she can't get past these things. Well, now we'll just have her be able to, because.
So they create drama, which is what the show's all about, and they write themselves in a corner doing it.
Yeah.
And then so they have to ex machina, or not even explain why something happens.
Yeah. I wouldn't even call it an ex machina. Like, I mean, I guess it is. Like, an ex machina is anything that gets you out of a place that you've written yourself into. Yeah. But I feel like it's I don't know. I feel like it's always solved by something else happening, but maybe I'm thinking too much about it. But yeah, just the fact that she just did the exact same thing. She just flew over there. Like, the last time she did that, she lost a fucking dragon. This time, nothing.
Nah, never mind.
A couple of the bolts came close, but she was able to maneuver around them. Well, why didn't she maneuver around them? Like, that was so dumb. So fucking lazy and dumb. I almost forgot about that.
You know, I'm looking at this video while you explained that to me about about the Battle of Winterfell.
Mm-hmm.
And Arya, is that her name? Arya?
Arya's the younger one.
Yeah, and her killing the what's it, Night King?
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks kind of interesting, to be honest. It's like, oh.
Well, people were like, oh, she teleported out of nowhere. And I'm like, well, they already showed that she knows how to sneak around and get around all of these things. I mean, they don't show her do that, but they show that we know that she knows how to.
Yeah, and someone was like, I want to see an extended scene where they show her sneaking past the dead. I was like, what? I didn't understand what that meant. I was like, they're dead. What is this? What, they have zombies? I didn't have any context.
You got your White Walkers, and then you have your Whites, and Whites are basically just the dead that they
resurrect dead people.
Yes.
Jeez.
And they're basically zombies.
So they were taken out in one episode. That sounds like something that should take like half a season at least.
I mean, they were taken out in one episode, but like they have been around since the very beginning. In fact, what the first episode of the first season was about the White Walkers killing people.
Yeah, but wasn't that like a setup for like, oh, this is what's coming soon?
It was about.
Or do they attack periodically? Because again, I stopped at like episode 2 or 3, so I don't know how often they show up.
They don't show up hardly at all for the first couple of seasons. They're very, very much in the background and hardly ever talked about or anything. I mean, you got to remember, like, all right, so you got the wall, right, which is up at the north, and
they have the watch.
The Night's Watch protects the people of the realm from the things that are beyond that. Beyond that are the White Walkers, giants, wildlings, which are just people that refuse to live on the south side of the wall. And in the books, apparently there's giant spiders and stuff like that. Now, people south of the wall don't believe in any of this stuff. I mean, people in the north do, but that's because they're up there and stuff like that. But like anyone past that down south, they don't believe it. They believe these are all just fake fairy tales and stuff like that. That there's nothing out there.
Okay.
I mean, in one of the episodes, they literally went and captured this it was a dumb plan, but they captured a white to show to Queen Cersei, to show her that they are real, because she refused to believe that they were real. And that's how people are, it's just fantasy tales and stuff like that.
Right. You got to see it to believe it.
Yeah.
All right. Man, we might as well make a whole episode about this since you're all about it. We're going to do a spinoff, Game of Thrones theories. Well, then again, we don't read the books, so we wouldn't
I would be bad at this, I think. Yeah. I mean, this is my idea, and that's it.
I mean, that'll leave 2 of us, so. All right, so earlier I did mention Sonic was getting a cool redesign. Do you even really want to talk about this? Like, I don't even think it's.
I mean, not really. I don't care, and Sonic is getting pushed back so that they can redo him.
Yeah, back to February 14th, Valentine's Day. That's gonna be a great romantic movie right there. I can't wait to see their new ads for that. How romantic Sonic is.
It just makes me think of in Ghostbusters 2 when the woman is talking to Peter Venkman when he's doing his psychic show, and she's like, "The world's gonna end on February 14th," and he's like, "Valentine's Day, bummer."
It's like, man, there's gonna be a bunch of blue balls jokes, and it's like, oh
god,
get blue balls or blue fur this Valentine's Day. It's like, Jesus, I'm just waiting for it. I mean, of course not.
You heard it here first, people.
Yeah, it's not gonna be an advertising. I'm waiting for the internet to just make a bunch of blue ball jokes. Since this thing is coming out, you take your boyfriend, your girlfriend to go see this movie on Valentine's Day, you're not gonna get anything. It's like, wow, that's awful.
If you're taking a girlfriend to go see Sonic the Hedgehog for Valentine's Day, you're probably a pedophile. She's probably under the age of 18.
Hey man, there are plenty of females who love Sonic.
Don't step on my joke, man.
Hey man, I'm just saying, you say, you have a bunch of guys insecure as hell walking into Sonic the Hedgehog in February. Is that your go? No, little sister, please don't Don't do this to me. I don't need this right now.
Like, it wasn't me. No.
Officer, like, no, son of a bitch. She's related to me. This ain't Alabama, sir, so that's even worse. Son of a bitch. So I got used to Sonic's ugly ass movie design. I was like,
Really?
Yeah, I've gotten used to it. I don't know about the animation. Like, looking at it by being still, it doesn't look that bad anymore. But like watching the trailer in motion, obviously they still do some touch up, and everybody's doing all these redesigns of Sonic online. I'm looking at one right now where they like made his eyes a little more cartoonish or whatever, like make it look more like Sonic size. And it's like, yeah, that looks cool, like static, but you gotta take into consideration when it's moving. That's when it looks bad. And
I don't know. I think Sonic the Hedgehog before when they showed it, it was bad. Even standing still. I mean, it was. We talked about this, but like it looked like a child. It looked like a human slept with a porcupine, and this was the birth. Yeah, I believe I said afterbirth.
Yeah. Yeah, we talked about it in the last episode, so we're not going to take too long on this one. But yeah, I've gotten used to the design now. It's for me, it's whatever. But yeah, man, they're actually given time. Well, that's disturbing. They're actually given time to let them redesign Sonic and let him be. I don't know what the heck it's gonna be. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what this new design is gonna be. They haven't teased anything. Yeah, they haven't teased anything. They're just like, we're going back to the drawing board.
Well, like I got this post from a tweet from Jeff Fowler where it's just a cartoon Sonic hand that says 2/14/20.
No, yeah.
And like he posts, he says taking a little time to make Sonic just right, which I replied back, you probably should have done that from the start.
But I think it's their version. It's like there's always a different looking Sonic, and like
there's and like we talked about this. I am 100% sure that the one that they decided on was not the only one. That there was other.
Oh no, yeah, there were other uglier creations. So
there had to have been uglier for them to say okay to this one.
Yeah, this is the final Sonic right here. And like, yeah, I want to see those old designs. I want to see what else you guys had going on.
Yeah. What did you say no to that this was your yes?
that some lead looked at it and was like, perfect. This is our Sonic. This is what I want animated. It's like, shit. Because man, it didn't take long between them announcing the teaser and showing the trailer. So that Sonic has been there for a while. So who knows how long it's gonna take. God, that looks ugly. Well, see, this is no, I mean you can't see it. Well, you probably can.
I mean, I have multi-switch up. Yeah, it's. Yeah. I don't know. Like those eyes look better. It doesn't look as human. It's less creepy.
Yeah, and that's the thing. They want to look less human, but jeez, see, this is what I'm talking about.
Just don't make the movie. Like that's it.
Don't make the movie.
This was a bad idea from the start.
Why do people want to make female Sonic? That looks creepy.
Ugh.
What? See, they try to make it look more realistic, but more like Sonic. But it looks okay sitting still. Once that thing, that's the thing. Once he starts moving, that's when it's all gonna fall apart, or you're just not gonna care anymore. And I think that's the thing. Once this new Sonic comes along, nobody's gonna care.
Maybe.
I mean, people are still gonna complain, but but these are like, all right, man, can this movie come out now so we can be done with this?
Just make him a cartoon. Like just make cartoons. Like what's wrong with cartoons?
Nothing. They could have given this to Sony Pictures Animation and let them do the CGI and just make it a 3D movie. Like,
yeah.
Especially after I wonder if they're gonna look at Detective Pikachu and be like, hey, we can do that. I hope they do. I hope they look at Pikachu and Blake. We're gonna take a realistic hedgehog And yeah, we're gonna make a Sonic movie.
This yeah.
Oh well. So from one thing that's messed up to another, I know how much you really want to talk about Batwoman.
Oh my god.
So Ruby Rose's Batwoman. Here we go. The one thing Shawn wants to talk about forever.
No. Here, I'm gonna play the trailer now.
Okay, hold on. Let me switch over.
Of course, you can see that I thumbs downed it because it's horrible. But so did 300,000 people.
I mean, I don't know. I got nothing. But I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna mute mine, and you go ahead and play it. Go ahead.
Okay. Who's this woman? Is she supposed to be the Mad Hatter? Because these Mad Hatter. Is she supposed to be the Mad Hatter?
I'm not really sure, man. This
trailer is obviously my feminism, so it really wouldn't surprise me if they are making the Mad Hatter.
I don't know anything about Batwoman. I don't know anything about.
She's lesbian.
Her.
That's kind of fucking.
I mean, like I said, I don't know anything about.
Yeah, I don't know if like the comic book character's lesbian or not.
I don't
really care about that at all.
There's this cool detective in the Marvel comics. She's an actual like officer, and she was lesbian, but they made that like part of a dramatic part of her story. Like because of her job and her drinking problem, she has relationship issues, trust issues. It's like, okay, this works. This is kind of cool. I don't know enough about Batwoman to know how that works.
Yeah, I don't know.
All I know is they got Ruby Rose to play the character. That's the most I know. Which, by the way, I still think Ruby Rose is just one badass looking character. And
yeah, the fighting in this.
And by the way, I know Ruby Rose is the name of the actress, not the actual character. Before anybody's like, that's not her name. It's like, no, I know Ruby Rose is the actress. But yeah, Ruby Rose is just, I think she's badass. I thought she was badass in John Wick 2.
That's where I recognize her from. Okay, I thought she looked familiar.
Yeah, she was in John Wick 2. She played the assassin who didn't talk.
When it fits a woman. God.
I mean,
now at first I was like, this looks weird.
I'm a woman. And that song's like so in the nose.
They show her with the red hair, and it's like, oh no, they made it even more weird.
See, I didn't watch this. I don't watch the TV shows. I mean, I know of them. I watch the trailers and stuff, but I don't know about the red hair.
They do the her thing. Like,
hey man, somebody loved Captain Marvel. All right, they're like, that was really cool. We can do it too. Goodness,
woman, she's a woman, guys. Everyone, hey,
yeah,
you haven't noticed.
And you know that
woman's a woman.
That's what weirds me out about this trailer. It's not like, oh, woman power. It's like, I don't care about that. The point is, like, their whole advert was, she's a woman. It's like, okay,
yeah,
what? Female, okay, but what about the character? She's a woman, lesbian, woman. Look, she's a woman. Like, Jesus, is that the best you guys got? It's like, she's a woman, and
yeah, that was definitely their big deal.
Yeah, and that trailer was just awful. Not because of Ruby Rose. No, she was pretty badass. But because...
she seems like she's a badass. That she can kick.
Yeah, Ruby Rose is one of those people you look at and you're like, I don't want to fight her. She looks like she'll probably beat my ass. But the thing is, the trailer does not allow Ruby Rose to be Batwoman. It shows way too much of, I'm not going to let a man take this. They think I'm a man. Woman power and all this. Like, yeah, can you just show Batwoman? Can you show her being cool? Because like a lot of people are in for Ruby Rose, because Ruby Rose is she doesn't have to, unlike Brie Larson and Captain Marvel, she doesn't have to try so hard to be badass. She just walks.
Yeah.
She just walks into a scene. You're like, that's a badass. That's just a badass person.
People had a problem with her playing that part because the actress isn't gay.
Okay, so
if I remember right,
yeah, I remember like there was an issue. I think the most issue was the bat suit when it showed up in. I guess it showed up in Supergirl. I'm not really sure. I don't know when they first introduced her, but yeah, when they first showed the bat suit, I think that's the one thing I ever had a problem with. And then you look at Ruby Rose. I swear I've never seen that woman with long hair before, ever. I've only seen I've only seen her with short hair. And
well, I don't know her at all. When you said John Wick, it's like, oh
yeah, but yeah, Ruby Rose, she's just a natural badass. Like, if you want a badass female, get Ruby Rose. She's the Michelle Rodriguez of this generation.
I think outside of the bullshit, it'll be perfect when it's fit for a woman and stuff like that. Outside of all that, I think she seems like a proper person to play this type of character.
Yeah, like when they show,
she seems like she can be a badass. Yeah,
when they first introduced Ruby Rose as Batwoman, I was like, oh, you know what? I can buy into that because, again, as I thought, I also thought Brie Larson was a badass. Brie Larson can be cool. If you watch anything with her in it, especially which
has she done anything fighting before?
Fighting, not really. I haven't seen anything.
I mean, I thought she was fine in Skull Island, and I mean, I thought she was fine in other things. I just don't think that she can do a leading role, at least a superhero leading role.
Who, Brie Larson?
Yeah.
Well, she was great in man, what was that movie called? She played.
I'm not sure. I haven't seen a lot of her stuff.
Yeah, she played a singer. It's based off of a comic book that I really like, and I can't believe I'm skipping out because I'm thinking about John Wick right now.
Comic book that was a singer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Oh, really? I don't remember her being in that.
Oh yeah, she played the ex, who's a famous singer. She sung Black Sheep.
Wait, I thought that his ex was an Asian. Or are you talking about one of...
No, the one who was super famous with the vegan boyfriend.
God, I haven't seen that movie in so long. I don't know.
Oh yeah, man, I love the movies. I love the books even more. But yeah, she played Brie Larson was in there, and she's cool. Brie Larson, and I think the problem was that Brie Larson tried way too hard with Captain Marvel to be cool, that it came off cringy and dumb as fuck. And Ruby Rose doesn't have that problem.
Yeah.
They just say action. She's like, hey, can you get in the character? Bitch, I am in character. What are you? I'm Ruby Rose. I'm me. It's like, cool, action. Like Michelle Rodriguez, she was always that badass female that you'd pick. It's like, well, we want somebody badass, but not over sexualized, like we did with Angelina Jolie. Who can we get? Get Michelle Rodriguez. She's badass just being her. And then you got Ruby Rose. Ruby Rose just badass being her. And so when I heard that she was Batwoman, I was like, this is gonna work because she's already cool. And then you see the trailer and you're like, whoo, whoever wrote this did not know Ruby Rose was gonna be Batwoman, because you can tell they don't know how to write females.
It seems like that's I mean, it seems like they're not trying to write a female; they're trying to write a feminist.
You know, I don't think they're trying to write a cool hero or a badass hero, because they're like, a hero, a badass carries themselves. And I know I'm harking away on this again, like Ruby Rose. She carries herself like a badass. She doesn't need help from the script.
They're treating her like she's
like she's secondary.
Like the character secondary, and her being female, the main front, and that's not. Yeah. You don't do that. Like you know.
Yeah, you already have.
All good characters are not that way. Like Katie Sackhoff is a badass female actress. Everything she like stars in for the most part is her being a badass. You know, and when done right, you know that you're. This whole like female, like, don't forget she's female. By the way, did we tell you that she's female? Like, get rid of all that shit. We see that she's fucking female. We don't need all of this extra bullshit.
Right, and
show her being a badass. That's what you want. Is her being a badass.
And the dialogue alone is awful.
No, it's
like the dialogue is awful. So it's like, look, the only thing.
Is that supposed to be Fox? I can't think of his
Lucius
first
Fox.
name. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like 10 years old.
Yeah,
Why?
that's Lucius Fox.
Like, that's another thing that I'm tired with TV shows. Like, that's one reason why I never could get into Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is because it was all like 10-year-olds running around. It's like, no. Like, someone that looks like they just got out of high school shouldn't be someone that has level 7 security.
Hey, man, it's a new age. Everybody's looking young now.
Oh, I hate it. It's just, we gotta get pretty people that look pretty and young.
Hey, man,
and
that's how you sell it. You gotta get all these good-looking people. That's the only way you can sell it. Like, there has been plenty of cool, badass females who doesn't need to continue to their females. Like, like in Kill Bill.
Look, Ripley didn't get into the fucking yellow thing. Perfect now that it's made for a female. Like, no. She got into the things to stay away from her, you bitch, and then went and fucking killed the queen alien. Enough said.
Yeah, but actually, we were talking about this beforehand because we're also going to talk about Terminator and the whole thing with Quentin Tarantino. It's like a lot of the way older females were written. Yeah, it was brought up that how about them being women, but it wasn't like the huge selling point. The huge selling point was, yo, look at this female be badass. Isn't that cool looking? Hell yeah, that's cool looking. That's what this trailer should have done. Ruby Rose did all the work for you. You got her. You hired her. Bam. That's like 90% of the work right there. Not just have her do some cool punches and flips. Congratulations.
I mean, this is just DC writers. I mean, well, anyone really, especially. I don't know. I don't want to say like DC because Marvel does this stuff like we just talked about with Captain Marvel and stuff. But like
DC did a great job.
All this stuff has been happening. Like Supergirl was fucking horrible with all this feminist type shit and like. Yeah, I didn't watch that. I mean, that went like we talked about before the show. I was saying like that in some episodes that I've heard of with people reviewing it. Has gone more man-hating feminism, where they're like showing two men fucking bashing into each other in cars, driving down the road just because they have road rage, and then her being like, "Fucking men, they're so fucking horrible. They're always so mad and toxic." It's like, get off of it. All right, we get it. You're a badass female, and men are fucking horrible. Like, Jesus. And this just kind of seems to be going right down that same line a little. Women are awesome. You know, I don't know. I just can't stand the feminist type bullshit that.
I'm okay with feminism. I just don't like that when it's like hammered away with, oh man, they think it's Batman. No, I'm not gonna let a man take credit for what a woman does. While you're using up all his gear, you're using his Batcave.
Yeah, you're using his gear and shit. You're using all his assets.
Yeah, his friend, basically his logos. Like, come on. And that's what I'm saying. These writers, they're so tone deaf. They don't know what the hell they're doing. It's like you guys do know, like she didn't have to say any of that. If it like she even admits, like, yeah, I'm his cousin. Okay, big deal. It's like, well, I mean, Bruce Wayne, yeah, like Bruce Wayne, I'm charming, funny, I'm good looking. Well, she says handsome, which I laughed at that part. I was like, that's awesome. See, that's Ruby Rose. That's more what this trailer needed, of her being her. But after that, they're like, shit, we forgot to write good lines for her. Quick, put on a song about her being a woman. I'm a woman. It's like, well, yeah, you're that woman. Okay, who did this?
That was worse than like in Captain Marvel with the whole "I'm just a girl" fight scene. Which don't get me wrong, I thought that went together pretty well. Like it's a fast-paced song while she's kicking ass. Fine, so be it. You know?
That felt out of place for me, man. I don't know how you like that. That's weird. Usually it's the other way around for us. But with that one, I was like, wait, what the fuck what is this?
It's like I saw what they're doing. Right. My eyes, but at least it's a fast-paced song that goes with a fast-paced action scene. So it's like, all right, fine, you know.
Yeah. That was polarizing to me. I was like, well, I was sort of into this fight, but okay, yeah, you do you, movie.
I mean, the movie, Captain Marvel did worse things about like where she's like in the go-kart, she crashes or something. I don't remember now. And the dad's like, you don't belong out here. I'm in a Gillette commercial or something. Like,
it's like, wait, now you let her drive that car.
You're not supposed to be out here doing boy things. Like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, the movie tried, and that's the problem. I think that's the problem with like with some of the feminism stuff that they have now. They're trying too hard. Yeah, it's like you don't have to try that hard. Ruby Rose doesn't have to try that hard. Why? Because she knows she's a badass. She knows she looks cool.
Yeah, just do it. Just do it, and everything doesn't need to be like in your face and shoved down your throat
and on the nose so bad that it breaks said nose. Like
yeah,
like let the you picked her for a reason. Let her carry the character, because that's all you need to do. And hopefully after like the first few episodes, whatever, they finally calm down that nonsense. And okay, yeah, you know what? Yeah, let's just let Ruby do her thing. Trust your actress. Trust your directors. Because right now you cannot trust these writers. Your writers have already shown they're incompetent. So hopefully Ruby and the directors, they carry the rest of the show. Because so far Ruby's the only one that makes me think that this show isn't going to suck.
I think it's going to suck, but I think the only thing that's going to be decent about it is probably her action. Like, not even her acting. Her acting looks horrible, but her fighting, she looks like she's competent and, as you said, a badass. So I think that will be all right. But everything else, her acting seems like, I mean, none of it seems good. And like, I don't want to totally blame her acting because like clearly the writers seem to be shitting.
Yeah. They're all sitting there like, who the fuck is Batwoman? Who knows? Let's
she's a girl. Like that's it. Like
there we go. Let's go with that.
Characters have to, their whole personality and everything has to be surrounded around their sexuality and their gender. Yeah. Unless they're male, then they're just horrible pieces of shit, and that's all they are.
Yeah, I think that's what's going to happen after this first season. They're just going to have to try to get all new writers because, man, they've already shown they don't know what they're doing.
Like, I don't see this going past a season at this rate. We'll see. I guess. I mean, like, look, Supergirl's still around, which surprises me.
Well, apparently, I heard that one actually got a lot better after the first season. So
from the few reviews that I've watched of Supergirl, it's horrible. But I don't know where any of the episodes are in relations to the seasons or anything like that. So I don't know.
Yeah, and you can't use from what I understand, you can't use Batman and Superman anyway. So I was like, oh. And that seems to be the thing going on with these CW shows now. It's like this is another show that keeps mentioning Batman is gone. There's no Batman. It's like, wait, what
I don't understand
that. Yeah, like what led to that? I don't know if
this is like I think in some form in the comic books he died. Because I remember when I tried getting into the Black Lantern series some years ago, he was resurrected, and I was like, all right, I'm done, because I don't know what the fuck's going on. That Batman is a zombie.
So where's okay? So if we're at the point to where Batman is dead, where's Nightwing? Where's Red Hood?
I don't know. They're males. That's where they are. They're not around.
Like, has Red Hood made any appearances?
Look, here's the thing. All right, Red Hood and Nightwing are with John Connor. Oh!
No, snaps. And we don't even know where John is. So speaking of good old Johnny boy, have you seen the trailer for
Yeah, I'm gonna play it again now too.
Okay, hold on, let me. All right.
Play for everyone watching. I don't know what the fuck's going on with this series anymore.
I don't know.
Is this a sequel? Like,
okay, so
are they cutting out a bunch of stuff like Halloween did?
Right. So after you and I talked about it when it first came out, okay. So apparently this takes place after T2 Judgment Day. So
really,
yeah. So Terminator 3, Salvation, and Genesis or Genesis, whatever the fuck it was called, doesn't exist.
It's pronounced Genesis, but it was spelled like a child wrote it.
Yeah. Those things are no longer canon. So those
that's interesting because like right now, as you can see, like this Terminator is transforming, and he looks like the kind of Terminator that was in Genesis.
Which is weird. I think it's supposed to be like a T-8000 or 800. I don't know. I don't know which one is which anymore.
I only know of the T-800 and T-1000, and then there's the TX.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this, but yeah. So this takes place. Obviously, years we see Miss Connor step out like a badass. Look at that, man. She just looks old. She looks cool though. She's like
and then
she's like
is that a
cool
male or
Batman.
female in the tank top? All right,
That
has to be female.
That's
right?
that's a woman. She's a bodyguard for whoever this little kid is. Who's this kid? Don't know. Who's this female Terminator? Don't know. All we know is badass Sarah Connor's back without John. And
she says, "I've never seen one like you before. Like if it takes place after T2, then you've only seen two kinds of."
Right. So was going to show what happened with Skynet between the years. When is Skynet going to strike? Like, when...
I mean, have you seen Genesis?
No, I skipped that.
Okay, so like some of it I liked. Some of the aspects of how they went back to 1984 and stuff, and the way they were trying to handle that, I thought was not bad. Like they were trying to do a good job with it. The biggest problem with that is Kyle Reese is an annoying, whiny bitch. But like that. Like it's no longer Skynet. They changed the name to Genesis, and that's because John Connor, once he sends Kyle Reese back, he gets turned into a Terminator, or they turn a Terminator into like him, and then they kill him or something like that. It's really kind of confusing, but yeah, like I don't know. This looking at this trailer, it looks like more fucking feminist type bullshit. Like I know I'm gonna sound like I'm harping on that.
Oh, you are.
The John Connor is no longer a thing, and now you got.
Well, we don't know if he's no longer a thing. This is only the first trailer. Yeah, this is only the first trailer.
But like we're dealing with three fucking females here, and what
one
seems
of them being a Terminator.
Be like one of them's a Terminator, and the one that she's protecting is apparently now the Salvation, which that's what John Connor was. Yeah, so that's where it seems like John Connor is no longer a thing at all. I'm going to assume he's dead.
Or in hiding. Someone was like he's in hiding. It's like, okay, maybe that's kind of cool, but so what's with Arnold Schwarzenegger being back? Because if this takes place after T2, his Terminator's dead.
Yeah, that's the thing too. Like, well, and like this is why it seems like maybe it has something to do with Genesis, because Genesis, and if I remember right, they never explained who sends him back in time in Genesis, but. They send him back when Sarah Connor is a child to protect her, because they go after her as a child now. And the thing about Terminators, like the T-800, which is what Schwarzenegger's Terminator is it's real skin and stuff on the Terminator, so it does age.
All right.
I don't know how I feel about it growing hair and having facial hair. I feel like that wouldn't happen. But it's like, okay, I can get past him being an old man, and that's what, because it's real skin and stuff. I'll throw you that bone. This is why I kind of think that it doesn't take place after Terminator 2, that it takes place after Genesis, and maybe the events of Genesis has made it so that the other events didn't happen after T2. This is time travel shit, man. What do you want?
I want consistency. If you're just follow through with T3 and Genesis or Genesis or however you want to spell it and say it, just follow through with it. Like this one doesn't even deal with it deals with time travel, but it's not even like, oh, what happened after Genesis? They travel to this time. Like, no, it's just like, no, we're gonna retcon, and that's what this is. This is a retcon.
Genesis was a retcon.
Really?
Yeah, totally. Because when they go back to 1980, like they did in the, but I keep want to say Sylvester Stallone, and it's not him. Arnold Schwarzenegger's already there with Sarah Connor, and like I said, because he was sent back by someone to when she was a child, and has been with her ever since. So they went. They knew Kyle Reese was going to show up in 1984, so they go looking for him in 1984, and thus the retconning began. And then they go into the future, into like the 90s, I think, or something. Like it's been a while since I've seen Genesis.
My goodness.
But yeah, dude, this time travel. This is what happens in fucking time travel.
This is what happens when you're inconsistent with how your time travel works.
I mean, I wouldn't say that they're inconsistent.
Well, the thing is, okay, I think so, because if Skynet or Genesis or whatever you want to call it, whatever it is now, if it has the ability to send Terminators back in time to certain points.
Yeah, show us. That's always just been dumb. I mean, that's always been dumb. That like, look. Terminator 1 and 2 are amazing movies. I love. But
Right.
it never made sense that they were like, oh, we failed at going back in time and killing her. Well, we'll go back in time 10 years later and try killing her son. You know, after he's born. What?
Yeah,
You know,
'cause
why
she
didn't you do like what you did in Genesis? Try to kill her when she was a baby or something.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, it's like how I don't even know what the hell Skynet is anymore. Like what the hell? Because I know Genesis, and blah 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 blah. I know they try to seem like it's this grand operating system where like your computers and your phones and your car is gonna run on it. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, you try to update Skynet to make it more modern. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
But if that's it, then there should be no future war. It's like Skynet pretty much.
But that's the thing is Skynet is it turned into this, but it's because John Connor got into making it, but not as John Connor, as this Terminator that was working for the robot.
All right.
You need to go watch the fucking movie.
No, I'm not. I'm not watching that piece of trash. No.
Watching it. Watch it.
No, I'm not watching any
I
of it.
demand you to watch it. That's your hope for the week.
Well, screw your demands. I'm not watching that. After T3, I was like, yeah, I'm done with this franchise. Which T3, by the way,
Yeah,
wasn't
T3
bad.
Oh, see, no, I hated Terminator 3. I thought it was horrible. I like Terminator Salvation more than I like Terminator 3. Terminator 3 is one of the worst.
I skipped Salvation because I didn't think they were actually going to do anything. Because they spoiled the whole human Terminator thing. And I was like,
oh, yeah, that was stupid of them.
yeah, and I was like, this looks kind of cool. And it's like, he's a Terminator. It's like, well, fuck me. Never mind. Any mystery's gone.
Yeah, that was really dumb. Like, especially after you watch the movie and you see that we were supposed to not know. Like, because he doesn't even fucking know.
Right.
But, like, the Terminator Salvation isn't a horrible movie. I think it's okay.
Yeah, I think that's the problem when a marketing team is different from the creative writing, directing team. Because they try so hard to make that shit look cool and like it's gonna be a surprise, it's gonna be a twist. And then the marketing team's like, hey, that'll sell tickets. Here's a spoiler.
Well, I mean,
wait, what?
It seemed pretty clear. Like, it's like I'm trying to think about this as if I didn't see the trailers or anything like that and had it spoiled for me. I think it would have been kind of obvious from the way they handled it in the movie too, because the movie starts out with him on death row, and I can't think of her name. I think she's married to Tim Burton. She comes in and she's like, "Oh, sign up for this Skynet program or something like that." Blah blah blah. Then next thing you know, fast forward to the future, and he's alive, and he just doesn't know anything. He doesn't know.
They didn't even try to hide it in the movie. That's great.
I mean, they didn't like say it or anything like that. But
Right.
I think even Stevie Wonder could have saw it coming. To be fair, so yeah, the trailer did ruin it completely.
I love it when these movies bring back the old actors and actresses for these things. Because, man, I don't know how, but Sarah Connor still looks badass as fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, and like at first I'm like Genesis and Arnold Schwarzenegger was. Then I was watching some videos. The robots or the Skynet was using real skin and muscle and stuff like that on the robots, that wasn't synthetic or anything like that. So it was like, all right, I will give you that. Like, I will give you that. That's why he's old, is because the skin and stuff like that is still aging. Yeah. So I was like, fine.
Yeah, look at these pictures of Miss Linda Hamilton, who plays Sarah Connor.
Yeah,
and they're showing her
James Cameron's ex-wife too, I believe.
Oh wow. And he's still
producing. And she has a twin sister, which is
wait, really?
Yeah. In Terminator 2, they use her and her sister in 2 of the parts.
It'd be kind of cool if she was like her stunt double. That'd be great. Having a twin who's willing to break their body for you. It's like let's do this. Yeah, they're showing like her, like just regular her, and then her as Sarah Connor in the original movie, and then in the new one, you're just like, this woman just looks badass. Even for an old lady, she still looks kind of muscular.
Yeah, and it fits the tone of what they were going with Terminator 2. Like the first movie, she was way more innocent, but in the second one, she's a nut job. But she's a nut job because she's going on and on about the future and stuff like that because
she's seen some shit, yo.
Yeah, she knows stuff, but like she's they turn her into a badass. Like, to be fair though, like I mean, it would have been nice to see her become a badass, but I guess you could argue that you see the beginning steps of that in the first movie, as she's able to finally kill off the Terminator, and stuff like that.
And I'm looking at the new Terminator they have in here. Her name is Mackenzie Davis. Man, I'm sorry, but she doesn't look anywhere nearly as badass as Sarah Connor.
She looks like a man that wants to be female.
And I think, man, she looks not muscular, but she looks toned. And you can tell that her character has been experimented on with these scars that they have. And I'm looking at these pictures, she looks lost. And like
the first pictures that they showed of the three of them together, I think this year that they showed the picture, and it was like, is that a man or a woman? Like, I'm not too sure.
That's your big hang up. Me, it was more of
I don't have a hang up. I mean, my whole hang up, all of it, like this idea of like they got rid of John, replaced everyone with females. But then we see maybe that's what they're gonna do. Maybe this time they're not gonna spoil the big revelation, the big twist. Maybe they're gonna do something with John this time around. Like, John is older, he's starting the resistance, and that's why we don't really see him, and he can help this little girl out, and maybe he can help out the new Terminator. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I mean, this chick looking like a dude, I would have said anything the first time I saw her. Like, she's built like a man. She has shorter hair.
Well, I mean, that's probably a good thing, man. Like, maybe they're trying to go for a badass look, but she looks so lost. Yeah, she looks so lost in all these things. And like in every scene, she looks as lost as everybody else. Like, so she is a robot, so I don't know. Well, the thing is, she's showing more emotions than any other Terminators.
That's probably a bad thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, with her looking lost, it's like they're like, oh, we've never seen anything like you. You're more human than Terminator. So maybe she's a hybrid, or maybe she's a human who's getting experimented on to be a Terminator.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Sarah Connor says, like, I've never seen it. Obviously, she's some kind of different. Maybe she's supposed to be more like Sam Worthington's Terminator from Salvation or something. I don't know. So I don't know what they're doing with her.
Yeah, so they're going to repeat that whole thing. It's like, bam, you're actually a human. It's like, okay. So
maybe, I don't know. I'm just speculating.
So they're keeping that part of Salvation, and who knows? Yeah, who knows what they're keeping with Genesis? Maybe they're keeping the whole Skynet is actually everywhere. It's your phone.
The look of the Terminator that's after them looks like the same form of Terminator that was John Connor in Genesis.
All right, then maybe they just took the last two movies and are like, well, we're going to retcon this, but I really like these ideas.
So well, the fact that they changed. The actions of Genesis changed the timeline so much that maybe that's why this is happening. Maybe that's why John Connor. I don't know.
Well,
it's hard to say. I mean, because John Connor. I mean, like because Genesis, John Connor gets killed. See this again, man. This is
it's a cluster. Man.
This is what this fucking timeline, this fucking time travel shit. I don't get because it's been a long time since I've seen Genesis. It's been a couple of years, but like if I remember right, as soon as John Connor sends Kyle Reese into the future to 1984 in Genesis, a Terminator comes up and kills John Connor, and then the next thing you know, John Connor shows up in one of the timelines in Genesis, and he's like, hey guys, I'm getting you out of this Deus Ex Machina shit right now, come with me. And then they find out he's a Terminator and he tries to kill him. And then for the rest of the movie, he's chasing them down. And he's also one of the head honchos for Genesis. Yeah. So, I don't know. It makes more sense that this movie is taking place after Genesis, or at least the events of Genesis, of what Genesis changes.
Right.
I mean, maybe it does take place after Terminator 2, but because Genesis changes so much stuff in the 80s and 90s
it wouldn't even matter.
Yeah, I don't know.
Jeez, man. Oh. And you know what? That probably just opens more timelines for them to play with, so that way they can make more of these damn things.
You're gonna make Terminator movies forever.
I don't. I never understood. After T3, I was like, I don't understand why they start making these damn things. Just end it already. Like, it should be done. Because the first movie was all about the scary future and the technology,
future and the robots finding back and kill Sarah Connor before she had Connor. He is the leader of the resistance. He is the one thing that is our biggest problem, and if we can get rid of him, then we will be successful at everything we do.
Yeah, it's like,
just
end it.
It's one of those things that, like, you know, I'm sure James Cameron was like, I got this movie idea, and then even when it came to the second one, he's like, I got this other movie idea, you know, and he was fine with it. But then the third one and so on, he had nothing to do with it. Man, that was just studio shit.
Yeah, he's just producing. He's just being a hype man. But hey, these Terminators still look kind of cool.
Sure, yeah. I gotta be right back because I gotta go to the bathroom.
Actually, yeah, we only have like one more thing to talk about. If you even want to talk about it, actually, we're almost at an hour and a half.
Well, so we can.
We should wind this down.
Yeah, I mean, like the only two things we have left is the FaZe Clan thing, which I don't know about really, and I don't really have much to say. And then there's the Robert Pattinson thing.
Yeah. So I don't really. Yeah, so we just wind this down with your final thoughts, so that way we can let you skedaddle.
I don't have any final thoughts other than it's really bad.
Wait. Oh, this is what we're going to do now. We're just going to end it on weird notes because last week
I did take a piss before the show,
and you've been
now
drinking.
My bladder's like, dude,
what have you been? What were you thinking? You thought you can make it through this? You can't.
I did.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and wind down. So Shawn can go ahead and skedaddle. You can skedaddle. Out of all this, I'm looking forward to Dark Fate for some reason, because I kind of want to see where they go with this.
I want to watch it, even though I'm 100% sure I'm gonna hate it. But I'm wondering where this fits into the whole thing, the whole Terminator thing.
Yeah, see if they actually come up with something that's like, hey, we can actually end this, or they're like, we have like 16 more of these to go.
They're not gonna end it.
I mean, they can, and then they can do a reboot, and you can actually even do alternate timelines. You're already messing with time travel.
I mean, I'm telling you, Genesis is pretty much a reboot.
Oh, that's even worse. Oh, never mind then.
I mean, like, you should watch it, like, just so you can get the grasp of it.
Damn it! Now I gotta
because they really go in depth about going back in time to 1984, where the first movie was. They kind of recut a lot of the scenes to make it look exactly like the things that happened in the 1984 movie, in the first movie, and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, you could say that. I don't know if it's officially a reboot, but I wouldn't be surprised if they were like, yeah, this was us rebooting the franchise.
Well, all right, might probably sort of kind of not give it a try.
You maybe want to give it a try before seeing this new movie, because I have a feeling that this movie is going to be tied in with Genesis more than anything.
Damn it.
Just from what I'm seeing of like the new Terminator that's going after him and stuff. And Arnold Schwarzenegger's character still being around.
Yeah, all right, well, I guess I'll give it a check-see before the movie comes out in November. Or is it October?
I don't. Yeah, I don't. I don't know when the movie. God, the trailer might have said, and I didn't even notice.
Yeah, the trailer said. I just don't remember. November.
No, okay.
So yeah, it'll be here in November. All right. Well, I mean that's all I got. I'm not looking forward to. I mean, I'm looking forward to it, but I'm not looking forward to it. I'm mostly because I don't want to watch crappy ass Genesis. But yeah, all right. But I'll give it a shot.
It's not the worst. Like again, like some of the stuff that they do where they're trying to like give a nod to. Right. I liked that. The biggest problem I have with that movie is the guy playing Kyle Reese. He also plays he's also in Die Hard 5 as the son of Bruce Willis of John McClane.
Yeah.
Like he wants to be I want to say he wants to be an action star, but he's just a whiny bitch. He's more Anakin Skywalker than anything. Ugh. And it's very frustrating and very annoying.
See, I only seen some of the I've only seen a couple of the trailers, and they did not. It doesn't look like they have much to do. I don't know. Oh, is he like the?
They're all the main part. Like they have what's her name from Game of Thrones as Sarah Connor.
Right. That's like their big draw.
Yeah. And you know they have Arnold Schwarzenegger back playing his part.
Yeah.
And then you have this dude playing Kyle Reese. I can't think of his name. But yeah, he's by far the worst part of the movie. Like he's constantly whining and bitching, and like there's times that he's fine, but just a lot of just crying type bullshit. Like he can't get past the fact that Arnold Schwarzenegger's character is a Terminator, and he's there to help and stuff. I don't know. It's. I just remember like that was one of my biggest pet peeves with that movie. A lot of people didn't like the movie. Right. I think I liked it more than most people. I think it's okay. I wouldn't say that I think it's good.
Right.
But it's okay.
It's watchable.
Yeah.
I don't like the way you said that.
Yeah.
I mean, you can watch it.
It's watchable. Like Terminator 3, I would say is probably the worst out of all of them.
Really?
Oh, I think so. Like I'm looking right now. I actually ranked.
Yeah, because I gave up after T3 because it wasn't bad, but it wasn't that great, and it's like you guys don't know what you're doing with this. You're not going anywhere with it, so it made me give up. So hopefully, if Genesis is better, I'll definitely give it a watch.
I would definitely say Genesis is better than Terminator 3.
Okay.
But that's because, yeah, like I'm looking right now. Like I have it as Terminator 2, Terminator Salvation, Terminator Genesis, and then Terminator 3 in the order of how I have them. And like I gave Genesis a 2.5 out of 5.
Yeesh.
I don't like it, but it's definitely watchable. But like Terminator Salvation, I liked Terminator Salvation. And call it because I'm a sucker for Christian Bale. Like, the thing is, Worthington was actually decent in that movie. I thought he was all right.
I mean, Christian Bale was going to be the reason I even watched Salvation. Plus, it looked like they were doing some pretty cool stuff with it.
Yeah, like Terminator Salvation is all about in the future and stuff. Him as an adult, him, with the resistance and stuff like that. So it was definitely a departure from Terminator as a whole, I would say. And I don't know if that they were trying to go with something different, like if they were going to plan to have more sequels to that per se. I mean, Terminator Salvation was hated too, so
yeah.
I mean, I think it was fine because it was different. It was different from let's go back in time and try killing Sarah Connor or her son, like all the other 3 movies did at the time. They're all pretty much rinse and repeat.
Yeah, I think
especially the third one.
Yeah, definitely the third one. That's why I think I was interested in Salvation because it looked like they were actually showing what was happening in the future and with John being the leader. I was like, you guys keep talking about John being a savior. We haven't seen John do jack squat. So yeah, I think that's why I was going to watch Salvation, because they actually got John doing something, but then they threw that all out.
Yeah, I think they were planning on, if Terminator Salvation was liked and did well, I think that they would have continued with sequels to that with more stuff in the future, but because people didn't like it, they decided to. I think that they were rebooting the series with Genesis. Honestly, I think they're like, all right, what can we do? Well, let's just reboot it. But like, let's reboot it with kind of like twists and turns that deal with it being like, let's reboot it by making it a sequel. But because it's time travel, we can reboot it through changing things in the past that have been established and stuff.
Right. Well, yeah, I think I'll watch Genesis just to see if there is a connection with this with Dark Fate.
I think you should watch it. I think any good Terminator fan should at least look at it. I feel like I am a minority when it comes to people that don't outright hate it. I mean, so many people are like, that movie fucking sucks. And I'm like, they could have done worse. They could have Terminator 3'd it.
Right. Which I think it's because, like, with the ending of Terminator 3, it's like, oh, you guys could actually do something with it. It's like, base of operation? No. Hideout? No. What are you going to do with this place? We don't know. It's an airfield. Just leave us alone.
Well, like, Terminator Salvation seemed like it was the next step in after Terminator 3, because Terminator 3 kind of ends bleak, where they couldn't stop the war no matter what. They couldn't stop it from happening.
Right, and
it shows them starting the war.
Yeah, and I like the idea of the war actually starting, so we can see John
That was
Connor
the only
and
aspect of it that I liked.
Yeah, and like where they, I like the build up to it, the lead up. It's like they tried hard, like they actually tried. They used the information they gained from the past. It's like, well, we gotta do something, and they failed. And it's like, okay, we have to hide John. We have to protect John because this war is gonna happen no matter what. And it's like, okay, cool. I like to see what you guys can do next. And then Salvation happened a few years later. It's like, yeah, we're doing the war ish. It's like, you guys don't know what you're doing, do you? No, we don't. We're throwing everything at the wall to see what sticks. Cool. So, yeah, I'll go watch Genesis.
That's the spirit.
No, it's not. All right, well, that'll be all from me. So we can let Sean skedaddle and finally go to the bedroom like a big boy.
That's right. I don't have pull-ups on.
I do.
Oh my god! I thought I hit rock bottom with that. No, you punched through your rock bottom.
You can go deeper.
Oh man,
we're gonna hit the core. We're gonna hit the center of the earth. Dinosaurs roam.
All right, man.
Yeah. Well, people, see you next week.